taking rejection. Because sometimes, like, you can be as polite and respectful as possible, and a guy will take that rejection as, like, you're trying to diss them. And
Right.
then, like, you never know how they're going to react. So, as a woman, you try to be extra nice just because you don't know what their hairline triggers are. So, there's some things that.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the Talking Mic.
Peace,
Sheesh. And
peace.
today we got in the house who?
Select the C in the building.
Yeah, and we got
Young Eminem.
Young Eminem, and I am your host, Jay Tendo. Um, Today we have a very, interesting topic we want to talk about. Do y'all remember the topic?
I remember the topic. You remember the topic?
I remember the topic.
It's like a
Okay.
topic every day, right?
So
Truly.
dating as a female DJ, and the experiences they've had, and so on and so forth. So, but before we start though, I would like for them to introduce themselves quickly, and we will dive right into it. So, starting from Selecta, what you got? Who are you? Where you from? What you about?
Peace and blessings. My name is Select C. It's always an honor and a pleasure and a blessing. You know, I started out the same way every time. I am born and bred in Colorado. I'm from the hills, but I've been in Denver most of my life. Lived a couple of other places around the states, but this is home, baby. This is home.
Home,
Been in
yeah.
the music scene for more years than I care to admit on this particular show. I've been around for a minute. OG
Okay.
Denver.
Okay, and what's your dating relationship status?
Ooh-wee.
Boop, boop, boop.
Yeah. So, yeah, no, I'm single.
Ooh, single and ready to mingle.
I don't know.
Fellas, you know what to do. Slide in her DM, all right?
man.
Listen,
All right.
don't slide in there on no. You got to come strong. You got to come strong. See,
Just
I
do
am
it.
promote myself. Don't slide in my
do it.
DMs.
Just do it. Just do it.
Why am I feeding? Why am I feeding that
All
narrative?
right, let's move on to M. Yeah, who are you? What's your story?
What up, what up? I'm DJ Eminem. I'm from Georgia, born in New York, raised in Georgia, been in Colorado 5 years now. Came for grad school, just
Okay.
stayed afterwards. Been DJing 12 years now.
Hey.
I love it. And I told people I was a dancer before I was a DJ, so I put
Okay.
dancing into DJing. Like I really
Let's
want
let's
people
clarify
to
that
sweat.
part. Dancers and what? Because
Like-
dancing
like-
can mean different things.
Like a fly girl. She was like a fly girl.
Like middle school, high school, like choreographed dancing.
Okay.
Like
Just
on
for the
stage,
record.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
We did different genres of music too. So like contemporary and hip hop style dancing.
I did a little bit of choreography when I was younger, like the culture dance. We dress up in these African prints, and we do.
Hey.
I did all that. That was fun. Well, that's cool. And now that we've kind of done the introduction, let's dive into the
Well,
top.
hold on. What's your status?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna skip that. I'm gonna skip that
Be
one.
the only one getting DMs.
Dang,
Good
I was
one.
over
'Cause
here
she
like,
she almost like,
was like,
missed
"Woo."
that one.
I dodged it.
you know what? Life is good.
Life is good?
Honestly,
Okay.
What's understood don't have to be explained.
Dang.
Ooh, okay. I guess that's another
me
way to
redo
put
mine.
a relationship status.
I'm gonna start over. Life is so good.
Okay. Wow, I like how y'all put it. Very
I like that.
smart. Okay.
I like that. That was
Fellas,
great.
you know what to do. What's your Instagram handle
That
so they
was
can
great.
follow you and support you, the things you do?
Thank you. SELECTA.C, selecta.c.
Okay, and you?
Music Addict, MUZIKADDIK.
Awesome. So y'all know what to do. And today I want to know what they're thinking in their head as female DJs. You've been DJing, you go out, people come up to you, some try to hit on you. Tell us what has been your experience dating as a DJ.
I'm gonna be honest. I think I expected it a lot more than it happened, and so when that wasn't my regular experience, I was pleasantly surprised that people came out to enjoy themselves and have fun and not be.
Hitting on you?
Yeah, and I don't know
okay.
if it's because there's an assumption. Rarely do you see me out with anyone. Like you just know everybody. So I don't come out specifically with people, or when I do, it's very rare.
Okay.
But still, I wouldn't say that I get hit on a lot. You can always recognize the energy when it happens.
Give us an example. You say you can always recognize. How can you recognize?
Well, when somebody's like, "Hey, how you doing? Oh, your set was so dope. Oh, what's your name?" It just, I mean, it's
You can
it's
tell
never
by their body
so
language
forward.
and-
Yeah,
okay.
but they people bring the energy or whatever.
Okay.
But I think it also depends on the energy that you're giving out. So if you're giving out, I'm single vibes, which I do not. But you're gonna attract that more. You're gonna attract more people that are
Even if
gonna
you
be
were
like,
given
100%
single
agree.
vibes, we have fellas out there that will approach any and
Dude, this
everything,
is
you know,
true.
whether
And they will
single or
learn. They will
married
learn.
or yeah, they will still approach. Okay,
quickly.
okay. So far, would you say it's been a little challenging for you to date as a DJ, or what are some of the roadblocks or
I
things that you think are in the way?
I think the thing that is most challenging is when you are in a committed relationship,
Okay,
right? So it's
okay.
not necessarily like being out on the scene, being single, having to navigate that. It's more difficult when you're actually in a relationship. And it really depends on who you're with. Like, can they manage that, their own energy around that? I mean, I've had partners that would never come to my gigs. And I always assumed it was because they didn't want to watch me interacting with everybody, right? Like,
Okay.
and maybe that was their way of being like, I'll be good over here. I'm not gonna be good if I'm out with you, right? And I experienced that a couple of times.
Is that my
And also,
belly
it's just
rumbling?
like,
Oof, I'm
yeah,
hungry.
I'm hungry too. I'm hungry too.
I hope y'all appreciate this because we're doing this on a hungry stomach, all
Hungry
right? And we're
bellies.
smiling.
Oh,
That's
yeah, right?
that's not easy.
No, but I think that it's like it can be a challenge. You're dealing with feelings. You're dealing with even when people do approach you really neutral. If your partner is watching that, you know what I'm saying? Like they can be like, oh, and get a little hawkeye about it, like,
Yep.
and want to see
So
what's happening and what's going on. I think I've also been on the flip side of that because I've
okay.
dated so many entertainers, right? Where I'm like, who's that? Who's that? Who you talking to?
So a guy that would date you will have to kind of understand, some of the things that come with dating a DJ, because
Absolutely.
you can't be jealous about everything. That's
Yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
your job. That's what you do.
Yeah,
People are gonna
no.
come up to you, and so on and so
Absolutely.
forth.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if I'm in a relationship, like, yeah, the people that are there are gonna know.
Yeah, just put a sticker
gonna
on your
announce
face.
it.
Put a sticker on your face in a relationship while you're on stage, so then when they
Right.
approach you.
But like Em said, what's known doesn't have to be explained. You know what I'm
Ooh,
saying? So when
sheesh,
you're
bars, all right, all
when
right.
you're in a relationship and there's an agreement there and there's a commitment there, like, yeah, it really shouldn't be any questions.
Okay.
Trust
know,
and
until you-
understanding. Yeah.
So you mess that up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow,
That
you
part.
spinning, you potting, you came ready. Okay, okay. And what about you,
That's
Em?
the
What's
truth.
been your experience?
How can I explain it?
It sounds
It's
like
been
you have a
interesting.
lot. It sounds
like
like
a
you have a
sigh.
lot of interesting stories, and we want to know.
Oh man,
Take your time.
It's been so
Break it down.
interesting, honestly. It's just been very interesting. Yeah, so I normally would say I don't mix business with pleasure. So a
True.
lot of times, like the people that I've dated are not really in the music scene like that. A lot of times they're not even really big social media people. So the connections and the understanding of what I do for work is a different energy because they're not like tracking me and watching everything that I do. So that part is really peaceful. The other side of things are like, honestly, people don't really hit my DMs like that. So,
So you're not also giving the single vibe. You're just giving business vibe. I'm here to put
yeah,
my music out, and
because I feel like the biggest thing as a entertainer is like, we're putting on an image for the public for
True. Yeah.
what we do for work, but behind closed doors, it's like, I'm a human, I'm a woman, I have ups and downs. Like,
Yeah.
sometimes you're tired, like you don't want to be in everybody's face, like turn up, turn up, turn up.
Yeah, it's all for the gram. It's all for the
Right.
gram. Once we turn it up, we're like,
Be like,
ready
nap
to go
time,
to
nap
sleep.
time, nap time,
Ready
nap
to
time.
Like sometimes you
I can
literally
relate.
just
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
cuddle up and
Just like me, I'm shooting a podcast here in a hungry belly here, empty stomach, and I'm smiling, I'm smiling, but once I'm done, I'm like, yeah, F this.
yeah.
But no, I love my audience, not to say, but it's just some of the things that entertainers and, people who do podcasts have to deal with, right?
Yeah,
Just,
absolutely.
what you look like outside there and what you look like behind,
On the inside.
closed
Yeah.
doors. But
Those
yeah,
are two
you can
different
go ahead.
people.
I didn't mean to cut you. I
No
thought it was
worries.
interesting.
I was just gonna say, like, it's important to pour into yourself when you're not on, so that when it's time to be on, you're ready. Like, you don't have to get ready if you stay
that's
ready.
bars right there.
So,
Okay.
I honestly would say it's just a lifestyle. Like, you take care of yourself behind closed doors so that when opportunities come up, you're ready to take them as they present themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And when you stay authentic to who you are behind closed doors and also in public, you can really set your boundaries if someone is trying to hit on you when that's not the time for it.
Has that ever happened?
Oh yeah.
What's the maybe weirdest one that's ever happened?
Oh man, I feel like
If you don't want to disclose that, that's fine too.
I'm so like my smile a lot of times is so inviting to people that I just
Yeah.
like awkwardly just be like, okay, all right, cool, all right, and then I
And
just
they're
kind of
thinking, oh,
like,
because she smiled at me. That's
She smiled at me.
She
That
wants
means
it,
something.
yeah,
Fellas,
nah,
that does not necessarily mean that all the time. Some
It's a
people
no
just
from me,
sometimes want to
dog.
smile and have a
Sometimes
good time.
We are just trying to be
Well,
polite,
maybe that
courteous,
explains why
and
some
inviting.
women
That
walk
part.
around with a straight face because they're not trying to give off any.
It could be.
You know,
Yeah,
it's like,
That's the thing.
I feel like people don't talk about enough about men taking rejection because sometimes like you can be as polite and respectful as possible and a guy will take that rejection as like you're trying to diss them and then
Right.
like you never know how they're going to react, so as a woman you try to be extra nice just because you don't know what their hairline triggers are. So there's some things as a woman that we have to think about that men might not have to think about, even just like being protected and like making sure you have people that care about your best interests at heart when you're going out into unknown places where you're meeting people for the first time. You just never know. So you gotta like pray extra hard and protect yourself before even mixing with other people's energy.
Yeah.
So,
talk about rejection. Oof.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow,
That's
yeah.
the thing, though.
Oh, yo, women like this. At least I know that you are a nice rejecter. Like. Because I've had some experiences where, so this was like in my college days, right? Talk about rejection. I'll bring it in, Just a college kid trying to have fun. I was in the club and I seen this girl. I was like, hey, are you having a good time? I didn't even say, hey, I want your number or whatever. She just looked me up and down like this. I was like, whoa. Since that day, I was like, never again. My ego was stroked. I was like, nah, I'm not even going to try to say hi to nobody in the club. I just said hi. Are you having a good time? And if you had a boyfriend, you could have just said, hey, maybe whatever. I have a boyfriend. I'm not interested.
Right.
But to look me up and down without saying a word.
It's hard.
Whoo, she
That's
crushed me.
cold-blooded.
that was cold-blooded.
From that day, I was like, nah,
Never
F
mind.
woman. I don't need him in my life. I'm just kidding, though. But that experience, I was like, whoa. So, yeah, talk about rejection. Yeah, I've experienced that, yeah.
Some women are cold-blooded though. Like I've been out with homegirls and like sometimes it's like you're just there to have a good time, like nothing's
get
gonna
it, yeah.
come out of it. But sometimes they be like, nah, back up. Like it's almost like someone got a gut in their purse and
Right.
it's like, if you come at any of these homegirls, you getting shot by this girl, and I
Yikes.
can't control that.
All I know, fellas,
Where's
I
she
know
at? I
is
need
that
a homegirl like that.
all I know is if there's a group of girls dancing, do not approach them.
Facts.
Don't. It's either one steps aside and you try to talk to her, but if it's a group, ooh, red flag.
Save
Because there's
yourself.
always someone in there that's gonna be like, who are you?
Right.
Don't do it.
I hear
They will
that.
question you down.
I hear that.
Wow.
I roll
wow.
solo most of the time, so I don't think. But you said something that resonated with me, which is, that protection piece. I definitely like have people that are out at almost every event that I might have to lean into. I've had some experiences where men have come at me real. I don't want to say aggressively, but it's just like a little extra.
Okay.
And especially when you're not in a mood to deal with that kind of thing, like, so I fortunately have a lot of homeboys that, support my events and they'll come out and, if I need something, I'll be like, yo, come here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they'll be there to
and
kinda
they'll
like,
step
yeah.
up and I'll be like, just stay for a minute.
They'll be the
just
fake
stay for a
boyfriend
minute.
for a bit.
Yes, and gladly so. You
Sorry,
know what
I
I'm
have a
saying?
boyfriend.
So,
Yeah.
so they do, and I've definitely done that at a number of events. But I think that the other piece, in addition to like that, not being able to take rejection. Here's the thing I think that we deal with a lot that people don't necessarily talk about, and it's about that persona piece, right? Who you are on stage and who you are in front of a camera, in front of a mic, whatever. People are getting such a very small slice of you, right? It's just like this window into this piece of your life that you love. And there's so many other parts of you. So a lot of people tend to like fantasize, right? Like, oh, this is who this person is. I want to meet this person. I want to know this person. I want to whatever. And so I think like, and I'll say this for men and women. I think that we tend to like create that person in our mind, and
Yep.
then we don't leave a whole lot of room for them to be human. I've definitely like met people who think, yeah, we're not on 100% of the time. I have days where I'm tired, irritated, whatever. Like you, but nobody sees that when you're on the mic. You know what I'm saying? When you're spinning music, so it's like, unless you are ready to get to know that whole person, like, yeah, just just
You only
offer a
seen a
drink
little
and walk
piece,
away, or
yeah.
maybe
Right.
ask for a dance and walk away, or but keep it simple. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do think a lot of people tend to look at female entertainers, especially in that light, right? Where it's like, oh, we're just hype all the time. We're just ready to party all the time. And that's not,
Hey, they
it's
got
it's
emotions too.
not the
They got
case.
feelings. They
Right.
got a life.
We
You
have
know, they have things
feelings.
going on. It's just I think for DJs, like, correct me if I'm wrong. I think that's your outlet. Where you're like you're in your
Oh,
elements. And
100%.
and doing what you
Yeah.
love.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
I was a DJ for a short amount of time, and it's not easy. A lot of people think, oh, it's just looping music or mixing music, but you're gauging the
Yeah.
crowd's
You gotta
vibe. Are
create the
they
vibe, hold the
receiving
vibe.
what
Yeah.
you're
That's
playing?
right.
Should you play something else? So I
That's
think it's
right.
very cool to be able to tell, okay, do you like this song? Let me play this next. It's
Right.
very cool. But okay, awesome,
I know you
awesome.
was a
So
DJ.
well, I was telling her how I love ideas, and I'm adventurous with life. I just want to try different things. If
Yeah.
it works, fine. If it doesn't, I tried it. I have that experience now, right? So but yeah, but before we end here, what was it that drew the line? Like, I'm gonna start being a DJ. I'm gonna actually do this. What was it for you?
For me, I remember being a little kid. Oh, I'm about to. Am I gonna date myself? No, maybe not that.
You're gonna date
Maybe not
yourself.
that much. So I always rocked music when I was little, little. Like, I was into it from the time that I was maybe like 4 is my earliest
Okay.
memory of being like, I had my music stash, and I was constantly like with headphones on and whatever. So I think that it was always a really big piece of my life. I grew up playing piano.
Mm.
And then when I was like 10, I went to a thrift store and bought just
A
a record
jockey,
player,
or okay.
old school record player.
Oh, those are cool.
I knew nothing about it, and YouTube University wasn't a thing at the time, so I was just like, I just bought the one deck and some records, and just took that shit home, just scratched every single record that I had. I didn't even know that scratch pad. I didn't know anything, but I think at that time was when I was really like, that was my first experiment with like, oh, I could DJ.
This is it. I'm gonna do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
I didn't get into it until like much later.
So it wasn't
And
like you saw other people doing it or other female DJs doing it. Like, you know what? Wow, that looks cool.
I don't I remember admiring like other sort of like Denver OG
Okay, so there was a little
DJs,
bit
like
of that
seeing
in there.
people
Okay.
out. Yeah. So I definitely have like those people who inspired me. And then once upon a time I was married to a DJ.
Oh,
And
okay.
so I learned a lot from him, and that was kind of like my first,
Hand
time
experience. Okay.
out.
Okay.
Yeah. So I started playing with him for a while, and then
That's dope. Two couples playing.
I mean, and it was,
All
yeah,
right.
it
Y'all
was
can be
a
drinking on the
different
job.
vibe.
it was a thing.
That's kind of hot.
It was
That's
it
cool.
was a thing, but yeah. And then when I got divorced, I'm putting
Okay.
out all my business out there. Hold on,
Hey,
edit
that's
that out.
okay. No, you're good. You're
No,
good.
but
Yeah.
after my divorce, I continued to play music, and
Okay.
just it's been years since then, so I love it.
That's a great story.
So,
Wow.
yeah,
So now, all those moments made you select to see
that's right.
one of the biggest DJs in the city. You
Man,
just
I don't know
hosting all
about
these
that, but
shows.
absolutely, I'll
Hey,
take it.
take your crown now.
Yes, we
Take your
gonna
crown.
manifest
I'll
that.
take
Okay,
it. I'll
that's
take my
awesome.
flowers.
Yeah. What
Thank
about
you.
what about you, Em?
So my family's always been big into music.
Okay.
From a young age, I was listening to all different genres.
And M is from Guyana. So
Well, first generation American, but yes, both of my parents
yeah.
are from Guyana.
So she got all the vibes too.
Yes, and
Not to say you don't. You know
No,
what
no,
I'm saying?
listen, I respect her. Are you kidding me?
and something that many might not know about Caribbean culture is like in Caribbean countries, the radio plays all types of music. So it's not just dance hall and soca that you're hearing or
It's same in
reggae.
Ghana too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I was exposed to a lot of music, from oldies all the way up to '90s music.
Okay.
I'm a '90s kid. So that was one thing, and then LimeWire, FrostWire, Napster days.
Napster,
I know
boy.
who you're talking about, but yeah,
LimeWire,
they sound cool.
I
yeah.
have a, I have,
It was the birth of music sharing.
Oh,
It was
yeah?
the
Yes.
birth of
Okay.
social
You
music.
guys will have to send me something to listen.
oh
Yeah,
man,
'cause-
that's where you could just download anything
Mm,
for
okay.
And
free.
everything.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I had
I feel a little out of this world or
we're gonna pull
younger
you
or
into
something.
American
Yeah,
culture
yeah,
real
yeah.
quick.
Pull me in.
My parents were downloading music.
Okay.
I have an older brother also that's into tech, so
Okay.
everyone was downloading music, and I was in middle school downloading music and burning CDs for people.
Ooh, yeah.
Yep.
I did. I did that too. Yeah. I
Mixtape
did.
days. Ooh,
Yes.
we gotta bring back the
What
mixtape
happened to
days.
And then Napster got caught, and then they shut down for a while. So whatever music you got in that time period was just whatever music that you had.
Okay.
And then high school came along, and I was in a very band-heavy high school. So everyone was into music one way or another. And then I played the violin for 8 years also.
Oh, okay.
So I was in orchestra, but my school being band-heavy, we were always trying to find new songs on the radio to like play and like put each other onto new music. So I think that's where the idea of like putting people on that haven't heard something kind of came about, but I still wasn't thinking of DJ. And then
So that's where it conceptualized, like, okay, this is what I kind of want to do.
yeah.
Okay.
And then freshman year of college, I was on winter break. It was a 6-week break, and I came back home. And linked up with some friends, and one friend was already a DJ, and I was
Okay.
like, "Show me this DJ software right now."
What software was it then?
Virtual DJ.
Okay, same. Okay, virtual DJ.
And he gave me a 5-minute tutorial of the interface and everything. And then that night, I went home and pulled the music I had collected from middle school.
Nice.
Started playing around with it.
Yeah.
You're
The-
like, I'm good at this. Let's do this. Where's my first gig?
and my mom would leave for work, and I'll be downstairs on the computer, and she'll come back at the end of the day, and I'm in the same spot.
Wow,
That
she
sounds
probably
familiar.
like, what is it about this thing that keeps you so interested?
And then I went back to school, and I started asking friends to throw house parties, and
So you could
Yeah.
DJ.
yeah.
But look at
Yeah.
you. You
So,
got it going on.
Yeah, we started doing the house parties, and one particular friend, his house never got shut down with the house party, so we would go late to like 3-4 o'clock in the
Wow.
morning.
How did your mom feel about that?
Well, I was in school then, so,
Okay,
so
yeah.
she ain't know, but
I hope mama's not watching
we
this.
weren't doing anything crazy anyways.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
All good though.
it was my school was very international, so it was people from all over
Okay.
different regions. So they put me onto all types of genres and dances, and yeah, they really just honed it. And
Mm-hmm.
also, freshman year, a lot of friends gave me their music libraries. They're like, "Oh, you want to be a DJ? Here's my music library."
So you put them together and came up with a hot mix. Jeez. All right, all right.
much.
And I know you guys have a show coming up
That's right.
next week.
That's
Tell us
right.
about it.
Saturday, June 24th, we're going to be at the Roxy on Broadway. And I'll just shout out M right here, right now, like, because I definitely have watched you grow as a DJ over the
Sheesh.
years. We got a little bit of history together. We got some family ties.
Yes,
And you know how to hold a vibe.
thank you.
You know, and that's why we invited you in for this this next one coming up. I'm just honored to have you
So coming up on
in the space.
this
Saturday,
Saturday,
the
what?
24th,
The
Roxy on
24th,
Broadway.
Roxy on. Okay, what time?
Doors open at 9. Tickets are $5. Pre-sale tickets are $5. At the door is $10. You have no excuse not to come. Like nothing's $5 or $10 anymore, right? But yeah, it's gonna be a hot ass night.
So that means you can't miss this if you're in Denver.
That's right.
You can't.
You
'cause
gotta come out.
M is bringing all the vibes, and I need to
Super
take my
vibey.
behind there too. Cause
Please.
I gotta pull up, and I'm gonna pull up to see what this hype is all about. You know.
Plus, we get to shout out to Talking Mike.
Yeah, you know, I like to not shout myself out, but I appreciate it. You
We
know?
got you.
But did you have any other
I was
plugs?
gonna say it's Siembra Tropical, so it's
Yeah,
Afro Latin night. So we're throwing
That's
in
a cool mix. Afro Latin.
everything to make you dance from the cultural diaspora. You know, from
We're gonna get a little bit of
reggaeton,
everything, huh?
Reggaeton,
Okay.
Afrobeat. You want to throw some
Dancehall.
soca in there?
oh yes.
So there are
It's
gonna
so
be
much
some.
fun.
There's gonna be some beautiful women too, right? For the
Come on.
guys, you know, there are gonna be some beautiful women, you know. So
Yes,
for the single
always
people, if you're
beautiful.
trying to mingle,
Always beautiful
it's a
people.
vibe. You know, I've been to one of the events, and
Yeah,
it's
you
a whole
came to our
different.
1 year.
Yeah, it's a whole different
vibey.
experience. You know, something different. So You guys should check them out. Yeah, go
I
ahead.
gotta add too, like when you go to a female DJ set where they are focused on making the crowd dance,
Man, we
that's
work.
where all the men need to be at. Because if we're making
Ooh.
the women dance,
No
this
doubt.
is your chance. You
We
don't have
work.
to. You don't have to
She
go
putting
in
the
no
facts
one's
out
DMs.
there.
You got the dance floor, and we
That's
got
right.
you.
She's
Yeah.
on the
spitting
dance
game,
floor.
you know. So if you're single and you don't go out, it's summertime. You got to be
Fellas.
outside. So
Yes.
this is your opportunity. You never know what who you might meet, and so got
That's
to be
right.
outside and have
And
fun.
really, and if you already booed up, just bring them.
Yeah, bring your
It'll be a
boo,
good
come
time.
dance, vibe, you know.
Because you will go home
Come meet
and
these
have a
lovely
good
It
DJs.
will be a
time.
good
Come meet
night,
them.
won't it?
Yeah,
I know.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
We send you home feeling real nice.
That's awesome.
Right.
Well, you guys, we hope you enjoyed this conversation, and let us know your thoughts and comments in the description below. Yeah, we hope you enjoyed this podcast, and we'll
Shout
talk
out
to
Jay
you.
Chendo. Yes.
I'm dropping new music next month, so
Hey,
y'all stay tuned. Yeah, we all about the
yeah.
vibes, So
Stay tuned for the
yeah.
release party.
Oh yeah, is it happening?
Oh, yeah,
It's happening now.
Yeah, there you go. Plug,
See?
business right there. You have business card. I'll check that.
I
we'll
do.
do
I
that.
got you.
Well, hey, we gotta do that behind the cameras. But we hope you guys enjoy this, and we will talk to you soon. Peace.